Man, we just completely ripped this thing apart.
What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're gonna continue working on our custom supercar build, and as you've seen in the previous video, we completely disassembled the body of the car. Now we're gonna disassemble the heart of the car, and this is the V10 Lamborghini engine right here. It's burnt from the top down. We don't know what's savable or even if the engine is good. So what we're gonna do is dive right into it, start removing all this plastic pieces that melted and also aluminum. There's a bunch of work on our hands, so let's get started and tear this thing apart.
That was a tough one. This one is pretty weird.
Yeah, it has like a shaft through the engine.
That is freaking weird.
Alright guys, so we've been trying to remove this exhaust manifold right here, but we've been having to remove a ton of stuff. We got this AC compressor off, which is pretty crazy. It actually runs on a shaft. Like there's a shaft that screws into here, almost like a little drive shaft right here, and it goes all the way to the back of the engine and just goes straight in there. It's super weird, never seen that before. And I just took off the engine mount over here. I think this is the passenger side engine mount, and it almost has like straps around it.
What the heck is that,
You see how it holds it? Two little cloth straps that hold the engine bracket together. You see that?
It's still good, right?
Yeah, it's still a good bracket. That's just insane how this is made. And the way to remove this exhaust manifold, you got to remove a ton of more stuff, and the bolts are super hard to get to, super tucked in basically. So we almost got it off. There's two more bolts that we have to remove, but we just have to remove the rest of this engine bracket thing right here, and then we should be good. And then this, hopefully this thing comes right off, and I just want to see how it looks when it comes off.
Yeah, dude, this is interesting, dude. I really am learning a lot. Or I'm not learning, I'm just seeing a bunch of crazy things I don't even know how they work.
Yeah, first time ever seen this. This is basically not a belt-driven pump.
AC compressor.
Yeah, AC pump, compressor, whatever you want to call it. It's driven by the gears inside the engine. So
it's driven by a shaft, dude. That's crazy.
It's the first time I've ever seen that before. So we're learning a lot. So let's go ahead and try to remove this exhaust manifold.
Dude,
That's a heavy piece right
is it
there.
heavy?
Oh yeah. Dang, look at that.
We'll probably replace that with the aftermarket if we do decide to rebuild this engine, but let me give a feel for it. Oh yeah, that's heavy.
Dang.
Let's see what's going on here.
It's all good under here.
Dang, and this is the shaft you were talking about. That's so weird, dude.
Yeah, that's the shaft that runs this AC compressor. That's insane. I wonder if it's like...
Wonder how that works right
I
there.
wonder how that works. Even the shaft to run the water pump, there's a shaft right here. It goes like basically to the same little piece, structure
like,
piece right here.
Probably like where the timing chain sits, I'm guessing.
Something runs all this stuff right here, so that is insane.
But everything on the lower end here is looking great. It's like not fried or not crispy.
Oh, it's perfect, dude. From the manifold down or from this stuff down, it looks really good. So next thing we're gonna do is actually start trying to remove this valve cover right here. see if we can pop these, what are these things called right here?
Coils.
Coil packs, yeah, we're gonna see if we can pop the coil packs off. And what I was doing was actually got a chisel and a hammer and chiseling away all the burnt stuff just to get to these bolts. I was trying to find out where exactly they were. So that's exactly what I'm gonna keep doing. There's a few right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and that should be it at the top. So it's really hard to actually locate the bolts. That's why it's taking us so long, but we're finding everything out real quick of where everything sits. So let's keep going and remove this valve cover.
Oh my goodness, that is freaking awesome.
Dude, it's the first time I've ever seen a coil pack like that. Look at that thing. It looks like a dang gun or something.
I know, right?
It's all steel. That's awesome.
Never knew that.
Dang, it looks really good in there too.
Let me see. Nice and clean. I wonder what those spark plugs look like. I'm sure it's
how
clean.
much miles this engine actually has, because we never knew that, you know?
Did it not say on the parts only title?
I don't think so.
I think it was really low.
Really?
To be honest with you. We could do a Carfax on it and figure all that out.
Yeah, that's what I would be interested in, how much miles this thing is. It is a 2017. Our 2016 has 5,000, 6,000 miles?
7,000 miles.
7,000 miles, so maybe this thing has more because I think it was a rental, right?
Yeah, usually rentals run pretty high.
But that is insane. Check out. I wonder how much one of them is, like $500?
100. I'd say $100 a piece probably.
Let's go ahead and try to pull the rest of them off.
Dang. That is insane. It's not even that bad underneath, is it?
Yeah, right. That thing's done.
Well, I thought it was a lot worse.
It's done. But other than that, everything in here is really good. The valves and stuff just got a little dirty. Have to vacuum this stuff out, but looking real good in there, son.
Dang, dude. That is actually quite nice.
Yeah, let's get the vacuum cleaner in here and vacuum this stuff out. And then we can cover it up, make sure nothing else gets in there. Now that we got the camshafts all covered up, everything under there looks really good. Now we're gonna go ahead and try to remove this intake manifold. This is probably gonna be one of the trickiest and most difficult things to remove, just by there's bolts inside and all over the outside over here, and they're all melted shut. So this is gonna be a lot more difficult to remove, but we're gonna try to get this thing off as soon as possible. I got my chisels, I got my hammers, I got everything I need. Let's get to ripping this thing apart and hopefully get this thing off in no time.
Ooh-wee. Dang, dude.
Look how
Still nice.
still nice. We just gotta be
real careful. We do not want anything else go in there.
Yeah, we want to get a nice thin vacuum cleaner and pick up all this trash, and we do have some little bit of metal fall in there while we are removing this. So.
Yeah, we need to definitely extract that, but I believe the valves are closed, it looks like, so I think we'll be good anyways. We're gonna give it a nice clean. We may end up taking the heads off anyways.
Yeah, there's still a ton more to go, but this is one of the biggest things that we finally removed.
Look at that
Luckily to this big crowbar right there.
Yeah, that big crowbar right there is
Let's look at the other side.
doing all the work. Dude.
That thing is heavy, dude.
Is
It's
it?
a bunch of plastic.
Freaking heavy plastic. Dang.
That is crazy.
But look at that. So this area right here, the bottom of it looks good, just the top of it got melted.
All the plastic just melted at the top. Even these rubber seals right here are still in like really good condition, you know?
Nice, dude.
That is
Actually
really
some really good signs so far.
Oh yeah.
So we're gonna just keep on moving, clean up most of this stuff, vacuum clean a lot of this stuff.
Look at all these vacuum lines, I think. That is insane. It's like a whole maze of these lines.
The whole spider web of lines.
That's insane. We're gonna go ahead and probably remove all these, remove everything, and then vacuum everything up. I don't know what these are. You think these are fuel pumps?
Fuel regulators, not fuel. I don't believe they're pumps. I think they're like fuel regulators.
Fuel filters in here or something.
Or something like that, yeah.
And then probably remove these or leave them on for now, but main thing is get this other valve cover off. But to get this off, we're gonna have to do all that work just to remove this exhaust manifold. Not easy task taking this motor apart.
But it's a lot of fun, I'll tell you that much.
It just sure is, learning how all this stuff is put together at the Lamborghini factory and how exactly V10s are made.
Yeah, you won't see this in a lot of videos. I don't believe a lot of people will show you how to take apart a Lamborghini Huracan engine.
Maybe not.
I haven't, I mean, we've been doing research.
Not a burnt one, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's true.
So let's go ahead and remove this other side and keep going.
We didn't have to do all that. That's the piece right here. Look at that.
Yep, that's the piece, and we got some rusty water in here from the firefighters.
Oh my goodness, guys. Firefighters, I hope you didn't ruin our pistons.
Hopefully not.
It may be all right, you know, fire it up.
Put a little bit of diesel in there.
A little bit of diesel, and it'll be good.
I think it should be good as new.
Yeah, but we did have to take apart a lot of different things on this side. What do we have to take off?
We had to take off this, this would be called an alternator. And crazy thing is about an alternator, finding a bunch of new stuff about this car, is this is actually a water-cooled alternator.
That's pretty wild.
There's radiator coolant going in and one side going out. Dude, that is insane. First time ever seen a water-cooled alternator.
I guess that sucker heats up.
Probably does, especially sitting right here really close to the manifold. The exhaust manifold probably
gets real hot.
Gets real hot, so they went ahead and did the water cooled. I don't know if they've been doing that for years or they just did it on this Huracan, but that is super cool to see a water cooled alternator. So let's keep going. I want to go ahead and remove this engine bracket right here, whatever you want to call it, first, and then we're gonna hop up here and try to remove this valve cover. Look at that.
That's crazy.
Anybody need some aluminum weights?
What is it from right there?
I have no idea.
The piston.
No, it's something because it literally just melted down through this heat shield and just poured right up alongside of this. So I don't know what that is. Something that has to be to do up here. So.
Yeah, something from up top here. I wonder what that is. Intake manifold is not aluminum, is it?
Really, no, I don't know. Maybe there's aluminum inside of it. Maybe, I don't know.
The very top of it.
Maybe. Oh yeah, it is. Wait, ain't it aluminum?
Based off of our Lamborghini, when you look at the engine.
Yeah, the very top is actually aluminum. So this is all just...
This is the melted intake manifold. We just need to melt it again and mold it.
Form a new one, man. Or just use this as a tool, you know? And just take some stuff apart.
Right.
side got the worst of it.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. Yep, the cams here. I mean, but we could simply cam this engine out. You know what I mean?
A little bit of TLC.
Yep.
You should be good. Alright guys, so we just finished vacuuming this side of the engine. Now we're gonna actually move on to the top over here and remove all these vacuum lines, it looks like. Dude, it's just a mess with these things. I never knew there was so much vacuum lines underneath the valve cover. And we're gonna go ahead and remove this. I don't know what this thing is. Maybe the vacuum pump or something. There's a little spring inside there. Or wasn't there a little cover on our Lambo right here that you can unscrew?
Fuel filter, possibly?
Possibly a fuel filter. I think it is, honestly. I may be able to pop it off. Hold on. Let's see. Right here. It looks like some kind of filter. Yeah, it is a filter.
Fuel filter, I'm guessing. It's gotta be, or oil filter.
I don't know. It does not smell like fuel. Let me see if I can get it completely off.
Maybe an oil filter. Since it is a sump pump.
Do you think an oil filter would be all the way up here?
There ain't no telling, honestly. I do not know my Lamborghini engines, but if you guys know.
Yeah, we haven't even did an oil change yet on ours, so.
If anybody knows what that is, let us know in the comment section down below. But
we're about to pop it out.
Yeah,
right
I think
here.
we're about to figure it out.
That's definitely an oil filter. This stuff is wedged in there. Won't come out. Ooh, it's like a metal filter too.
Yeah, it's definitely oil. Smells just like oil.
For sure. Alrighty guys, so we just have a huge mess on our hands right now, but look at what we did to this engine. We completely took both of the valve covers off, intake manifold, and everything else that we possibly could. Super difficult to remove everything, but we finally got it. And I just wanted to show some of these people something that's going on right here.
Ooh.
Look at it, you see how that aluminum poured itself in there?
Yeah.
So we may have to remove one of these camshafts right here, pull some of that aluminum out, but we basically know everything we need to order for this engine to get it back and running. But we're basically gonna just look for all the parts, new and used, jot down all the prices to see what price range we got to rebuild this thing. Maybe it won't even be worth it, maybe it will, we'll see. Maybe the prices of the parts will come out more than an engine itself to buy like off of eBay.
Yeah, dude, hopefully that's not the case for us, but
yeah, but some of these parts are really high price. Intake manifold, $1,500 basically.
2,000. I found like the cheapest one I found, but like maybe on the Lamborghini website we can find stuff for cheaper than.
Yeah, or we can probably find a parts engine that somebody blew up. That's very possible as well. You know, we have the block. We just need everything else up top.
Yeah, we got the bottom end. Now we just need the valve covers, the top end.
Basically
exactly.
the top
the heads,
end, everything else, wire and harness. And we're thinking about this transmission, if it's possible to remove this thing and make this maybe a manual. What do you think?
Dude, that'd be crazy.
That'd be crazy. Maybe get somebody to make us a
transfer plate, whatever
you want to call it, to a new transmission. Or we may even throw something else in there. We don't know. It's a lot of possibilities. The main thing though is to get the heart of this build running. Like, I'd love to get this thing started. If not this, we'll have to work with something else. But for now, we got a huge mess on our hands. It's insane. Got our floors painted black with all this stuff. It sucks, but as you can tell, fiberglass or carbon fiber everywhere in our arms as well.
That's not too good, but
we got it. We got everything going. Let's go ahead and clean this huge mess up. Alrighty guys, so that is going to be a wrap for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed that teardown. I mean, just check that out. We got everything cleaned up, the cars are pulled in, and that is going to be it. So be sure to turn on your post notifications so you don't miss out on anything and you see what happens next. With that being said, be sure to follow us on Instagram at Goon Squad so you get an inside scoop there before YouTube. And also be sure to visit goonsquad.com, copy some merch, and support your boys. So thank you guys for all the love and support. Be sure to stay tuned and we'll catch you next time. Peace.